Your technical file is complete. Your declaration of conformity is signed. And then, at the very last step, the CE mark is placed in the wrong location, at the wrong size, or without the notified body number that the legislation requires. It sounds like a minor detail. Market surveillance authorities don't treat it that way. CE marking failures follow familiar patterns. The mark ends up only on the box because nobody checked whether it could go on the product itself. The minimum 5mm height requirement is missed on a compact device. The notified body number, mandatory when the NB is involved in production control, never makes it onto the label. And for products under ATEX, MDR, or other specific directives, the additional symbols required alongside the CE mark are simply never added. These are compliance failures that happen in the last week of a product launch. The CE marking rules are more detailed than most teams realize. The mark must go on the product, not just the packaging, unless physical placement is genuinely impossible, and that exception requires documented justification. The 5mm minimum height applies unless a specific exception exists. The proportions must follow the official CE symbol. A scaled-down or stretched version is non-compliant. Indelibility depends on the application method and the product's operating environment. And for regulated products under specific directives, additional mandatory symbols must accompany the CE mark without obscuring it. CE Step 8 checks every one of these requirements systematically. CE Step 8 is a structured AI-assisted workflow that turns what is usually a last-minute label decision into a controlled, auditable compliance step. It analyzes every feasible placement surface, checks design and size requirements, determines whether an NB number is required and where, identifies all additional mandatory markings, runs a self-check against a complete legal checklist, and produces a verification summary ready for human sign-off. Nothing is left to assumption or memory. The guidance opens with a mandatory input baseline, directive list, NB involvement status, product surfaces, and labeling plan must all be confirmed before AI analysis begins. 5 structured AI prompts then work through placement analysis, design and size verification, NB number and associated markings, a self-check against the complete legal checklist, and a final verification report. Every placement decision is documented with its legal justification, including exceptions for very small products or harsh environments where standard placement isn't feasible. Consider an intrinsically safe sensor for a Zone 1 hazardous area, subject to both the machinery regulation and ATEX simultaneously. The enclosure is too small for the standard 5mm CE mark. CE Step 8 documents this as a justified exception and moves the CE mark to a permanently attached data plate. The NB number is confirmed mandatory because the notified body supervised the production phase. The full ATEX marking string, equipment group, category, gas group, temperature class, and protection level is identified as mandatory and placed per ATEX requirements without conflicting with the CE mark position. The engraved marking method is confirmed as suitably indelible for the Zone 1 environment. Every decision is documented. What typically takes 1 to 2 hours of ad hoc label checking and last-minute redesign now takes 15 to 30 minutes with a documented audit trail for every placement decision. CE Step 8 is available to download now at ce-automation.lt, ready to use with any capable large language model. Or download the complete CE Steps 1 to 8 series and cover your entire CE marking process, from first applicability check to a physically verified, legally compliant CE mark on your product.